From the NAFB convention in Kansas City, Mark Tassler reporting. Boy, we've had some great people to talk to, Dow Agro Sciences, and we're talking with the man with Mycogen Seeds, John Long. John, thank you.
Hey, great to have you here.
Hey, let's talk a bit to the producers out there. A lot of things we can cover here. Using that yield data, which is what we're doing right now, how can we use that to evaluate or make our seed buying decisions?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have more access to yield data than we've ever had before. Of course, growers with the equipment they have in the combines, the yield monitors, the ability to map, the records they can keep. So I think things should start at home. How did things do on your particular acres? What was good, what was bad, where do changes need to be made? Then with that, you can make a plan of looking at other yield data. Mycogen Seeds has several trials in the area, replicated mini strip research trials. We have local market sell plots that our dealers put out in cooperation with us. Beyond that, we have university trials. We use things like the FIRST trials. So lots of information. I think at the end of the day, look at the big picture, draw back into what works locally over maybe multiple years, and that's very good data to use in making your decisions for the following year.
John, what would you tell the producer out there to keep in mind when we're talking about corn and soybean varieties? What should be kept in mind?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's many different options out here, and I think what the grower should look at first is what are his specific needs for his farm, for his crop rotation, for his management. So one thing to look at is traits. What trait package do we need? Of course, with Mycogen Seeds, we have the Smart Stacks Refuge Advanced trait, which makes 5% blended refuge in the bag, makes it easy for growers to comply. But we need to look at the insect pressures you have on the farm to make sure we match up the correct trait for that. Also in soybeans, we need to look at things like sudden death syndrome, white mold, perhaps Phytophthora. What disease issues do you have? And pick varieties not just based on what wins the county yield contest, but also what traits or what characteristics work on your soils.
Okay. Talking with a lot of producers, speaking for myself also with everything around us, the new technologies with everything. And talking about corn and soybean technology, how do we evaluate that? How do we evaluate new technology?
Well, I'll tell you what, with new technology, it's always a good idea to adopt that maybe over a portion of your farm, look at that. But there's plenty of good resources out here. Your local Mycogen Seeds sales representative, your local Mycogen dealer, they can talk you through some of these issues of how these technologies work and what expectations you should have of them. And lots of resources like the internet, our Mycogen Seeds site. So look at that information. Like I said, maybe look at it on an 80-acre farm or a portion of your farm, and adopt it and become comfortable with it before taking it across all your acres.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
For your time. John Long, Mycogen Seeds, customer agronomist. For Results Radio, Town Square Media, I'm Mark Tassler.